Hello, everyone. How are we doing today? Happy Tuesday. How are you guys doing today? Hope y'all are having a good one. Hope Tuesday is treating you well. I'm doing pretty good today. I'm a little bit eepy. I had like a big ass bowl of curry before stream. And it was so good. Like curry is like one of my favorite like comfort foods. Like it's always just so filling and so warm. You know what I mean? So like, oh, it was really good, but it also like got me being a little sleepy over here, but it's okay. Because today, of course, we're playing more Ace Attorney, and you know, I feel like things are really heating up. I want to say we're probably, I assume, based on how things have been, you know, so far in the game, that we are probably reaching around the halfway point of this chapter. Because we are on the second trial day out of I presume 3. I assume they're still gonna keep it to like 3. And well, technically we just finished the second trial day, but it sounded like we're gonna get pulled into another one of these like little mini trials after like the main trial. I don't know. It seems like that might be a trend just based on like the way we were getting ready to call what's the name, Marshall to the stand, and I think they called it like we were taking a short recess. So yeah, I don't know, it's interesting, but I do like it. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. We should certainly be able to finish that up, I think, and then probably dive into our what I assume is going to be the final investigation day. So I'm super duper excited for that. But yeah, life updates. Let's see. Nothing really to report. We're just kind of chilling. It's cold. It's still hard to get out of bed, and I still have my full get up on with the hoodie blanket and my normal blankie and my space heater. So, you know, same old in that regard. I think Fifi's playing with one of her spring toys right now. I hear her running around, and I can recognize the sound of it like hitting my furniture as she's like, you know, pawing it around. I think I just heard that. So she's feeling pretty energetic, pretty hype today. She was just taking a little nap on my bed, so I think she is fully awake now, roaring and ready to go. Oh yep, I definitely hear her over there. I think it got stuck under the side table, but I like to call it enrichment, you know, let her see if she can figure out how to get it out from under the table. It's a small table, so she should be able to, and by God, is she attempting valiantly. Everybody, you know, give Fifi your thoughts in this difficult time as she tries to unearth her spring toy. But that's what she's up to. I think Iris was chilling on the couch in a very, very impressive loaf formation this evening. And that's about it, really. Not much going on. Still listening to the audiobook. I did not make as much progress today as I wanted to. I kind of got distracted. But I still have, I looked, I found out I can see exactly when it's due, and it's due at like 3:30 or something like that on Friday. So I got time. I think I'm at like 62% done now. So, you know, we're making our way. Hopefully tomorrow I can be a little bit more productive with it. And I might. So yesterday I wanted, like when I started my stream, I wanted to maybe go and play some Paint by Numbers and listen to it a little bit before bed, but by the end of stream I wasn't feeling very good, so I just like went to bed. So I didn't end up doing that last night, but I'm hoping, so long as I'm not like super sleepy or whatever, by the end of stream today I might do that for a little bit after stream. Because yeah, I'm just really trying to not have to check out this book again, and I think if I have to check it out again, I'm gonna have to go back in the queue, and I just really don't want to do all that. So that's the reading journey right now, and that's about it, you guys. Really, truly not much going on right now, but that's kind of how I like it, you know. In the winter, like, I feel like life is just harder. At least for me, it really gets me in a funk, you know? And so I kind of like it just being chill, and I can just relax at home and, you know, not have to worry about running around too much or anything like that, you know? So we're just chilling and staying warm. And I've been watching a lot of YouTube lately. I don't know, I've just been on a little bit of a YouTube streak because I kind of go through phases of, like, you know, doing kind of different hobbies, because like I always watch YouTube, like, but usually I do it while like doing something else, like my paint by numbers or writing or talking to like a friend, or, you know, whatever, while I'm doing chores, like blah blah blah. But like I don't always like sit and like dedicatedly watch YouTube videos, but lately I've been in the mood to watch like let's plays and stuff. So I've just been like hanging out either at my desk or getting cozy in bed and just like watching YouTube videos. I just rewatched Markiplier play Resident Evil Village, which I had watched before, but I hadn't watched him play the DLC. I knew that the DLC existed and I just never got around to watching it. So I watched him play the DLC, which was pretty good too. So that was fun. But yeah, that's what I've been watching lately. I finished it now, so now I gotta find a new Let's Play to watch because I've been really digging that vibe lately. So if you guys have any recommendations, it doesn't have to be Markiplier, like whoever your favorite Let's Player is, especially if it's like a horror game. I just love watching people play horror games. So if you have any recommendations, or like games that I should watch a Let's Play of, regardless of who it is, let me know, because I'm on the hunt. But yeah, that's about it. That's what we've been doing these days. I say let's just hop in and let's see what this oh right, I think I saw before it calls it like trial former and trial ladder. So I think the mini ones at the end are the trial ladder. So I think we're about to get pulled into a trial ladder. Okay, let's see. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Nope. Nope, I'm very stubborn. Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. Seems you've figured everything out. Oh. I haven't figured anything out. Lana. You're the one who knows everything. Emma. You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, Gumshoe. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. Oh, okay. Well, wait, Detective Gumshoe. What is it? I mean, at this point, you might as well tell us. Got a lot of nerve, pal. Making a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Bro, this is your job, is it not? Sorry, detective. You better be, pal. Hey, what? I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky. That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked? Oh. Oh my god, he is going crazy right now. You mean this, right? My apologies, detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name? Hey, what are you doing out here? It's very sussy-wussy behavior. Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident? But Lana, thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. All right, note to self, I will definitely need to present that evidence here, probably, if they went through the trouble of bringing it. Here, you might do well to read them. I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness in that case. Miss Sky was a witness? The Joe Dark killing solved 2 years ago. But not actually solved, right? Because people are messing with evidence. Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with serial murders. A what? Now that I've brought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Emma? But why? Why is your name in here? What? My name's in there? I don't know. Unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana, this SL9 incident. Isn't that... That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as... The Joe Dark killings. The Joe Dark... No, Lana, no! That's over with. No! Emma, wait! She ran away. You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere. Oh my gosh, and here I was for a second, I was like, I don't know that her protecting her sister really feels like it would work anymore, but with her running away like that, ooh, maybe she's implicated in this, what was it? Joe Dark? Who? John Dark? Sorry, pal, I'm out of here. Whatever it's called. Maybe she's implicated in that somehow. Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you, you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I better take a good look at this file. Alright, yeah, let's have a look. Oh, okay. Well, there's the to be continued. I jumped the gun last night. That's okay. I guess it doesn't really matter at this point. Not like I really need to worry about my saves. Okay. Let's do this. Emma's gone now. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Emma didn't come back. Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Witness, please state your name and occupation. He's really drinking. Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trails of civilization. These characters in these games are just something else, you guys. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it. Oh, I know. You're a patrolman. As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Howling wind? I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is this correct? According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? A desperado's soul is as boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain old English. Alright, let's see. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Oh. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street-side saloon at the time it went down. Bruh. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. Bruh, what are you talking about? Can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Damn. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint activated locks on the evidence lockers? Fingerprint activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? Not being very helpful. just not that good with machines or with following orders. Everyone's got their weaknesses now, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. Yeah. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours. All right. Great. My job was to keep a wary eye on the bone orchard. Or orchard? Orchard. How exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence room? Just made sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. That room's so still, even time dies in there. I was just a caretaker who entered the recording? You entered them? Videos of nothing aren't that useful. When the time would come, I'd erase the tape. If nothing unusual is recorded, tapes are to be erased every 6 hours. Each time I'd erase a tape, every 6 hours? That sounds like really quick. What if you don't know that there's something odd happening there? Like, what if you don't realize at first? Each time I'd erase a tape, it felt like I was erasing a part of my life. Oh my god. This guy has a flair for the dramatic, but it isn't going to do him any good. So, in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room? They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. That's crazy. But you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right? Ain't you heard a word I said, partner? I told you that ain't my style. I'm afraid I don't understand. No desperado I know lets rules get in his way. No desperados I know join the police force. To Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime, just between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day. There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that? Sorry, partner. Can't say I do. Haven't been in that crypt in weeks. What the hell? How does this guy avoid being fired? No, literally. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. You used to be a detective, so you've used the evidence room in the past, correct? Of course. Back in the day, my locker was a goldmine of evidence. And yet you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism? Sorry, partner. I ain't good with machines. I couldn't even tell you how a bike works. Bruh. That's quite, incredible. The sensors on the locker handles cannot be seen. It's well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence. Now that he mentions it, Detective Gumshoe said something like that too. At any rate, it doesn't seem that this is relevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place? If I remember right, I was at a street-side saloon at the time it went down. What were you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. Not even Angel's steak lunches can beat that parlor's vongole sepia pasta. I probably messed that up so bad. Do you mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles? Honestly, that's actually the most fair thing he said. I love noodles, so I'd do it too. That's not what I meant. Oh, I hope this has at least taught you a lesson. That's strange. This is usually where Edgeworth says, did you not want to raise this year? I'm just an innocent traveling man. So if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. Out of ammo, Officer Marshall? That's right, partner. Or as you'd call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me to this crime, then you'd better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back west into the sunset. One thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, the witness doesn't appear to have seen anything. Texans don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that. Apparently your superiors don't. Okay, I have a trump card up my sleeve, so I'd best keep my cool. Before I use it though, I'd better up the ante. Okay, hold on. So, let me review. We have so much evidence in this case. So let me review anything that might be like relevant to this. I feel like we got some, didn't we get something? Like for him, I'm going blank on what it was. Not that. Oh yeah, yeah. This is what I was thinking of. His fingerprints. Oh, so we should probably use this against him saying he wasn't in the evidence room that day, right? Where to use it though? Maybe this one? Because I think this is the one where when we pressed him, when we pressed him, I think this is where he said that he didn't go there that day. Maybe I should press him again just to make sure. Or I think it's either that one or this one. Maybe this one actually, since this is specifically talking about the day of. Let's try this one. I don't know why I went the long way. Let's try this. Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this? After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime. And yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or to be exact, a handprint. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respects. That is, make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there.
Objection!
Nope. I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprints were at the crime scene? The blood was wiped away. However, a luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall, seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall? About the blood-stained fingerprints? Very well. You may begin your testimony about your fingerprints, found at the scene of the crime. Let's hear this. Blood-stained fingerprints. Okay. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the blood-stained handprint. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See, I had nothing to do with it. The witness's explanation appears valid. I don't really think so, although there's room for doubt. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. This guy's hiding something. I can feel it. For sure. Now's my chance to prove it. All right, question everything. Let's go. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. That's because you, how did you put it? Pay your respects once a month? Yeah, that's right. That and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. What? What do you mean? I mean what I said. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. And that's in there now through all that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams. I see. It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker. Apparently his fingerprint data was never removed from that locker's programming. He must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time without ever knowing it. Okay. Still, the blood is questionable. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the blood-stained handprint. So then what about the bloody handprint? Wasn't mine. It's no mystery. Please explain. My locker is covered with my fingerprints. Just so happened, the murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. The chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward from me with a mere fingerprint. You wanna know why? The bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Unrelated? They're as different as night and day. Kind of like cereal and cereal. One's got to do with breakfast while the other's a type of murder. He's right. Although seemingly alike, they're totally different. I don't see what homonyms have to do with this. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? How do you know that? I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports. There was a bloodstain at the scene, though thought to be left by the murderer. That's right. It was found on Detective Gumshoe's locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Oh yeah, I think we tried that too. So that would mean the murderer, wearing gloves, happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint. That's the only logical conclusion. Are you starting to get the picture, partner? The picture? This seal of blood. In the desert, it's just food for the buzzards. Bruh. There's only one reality, and that's this. Security tape. So long as my trial isn't in there, my trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall. Too bad it wasn't me in that video, right, partner? What do you mean by that? You want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have. But that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots. Blind spots? Places you can't see. The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape. True. That's true. We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. Okay, that's valid, though. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. Well, Mr. Wright, if you can show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do so now. Well, it's gotta be there, right? Hopefully it'll let me rewind and stuff again. Allow me to point out your mistake. Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake. Now then, let's have another look at this video. Show us this oh, okay. Okay, I just want to pause for a second. Okay. And I can rewind with what? J. Okay. Don't see anything yet. I love seeing him sneaking in. I don't know, it's kind of cute. can't decide if I think that this guy is him, like, dressed up, though, you know? Oh, yeah, he's got blood on his shoulder because he cut the guy's hand, right? Damn, that knife looks long. Damn, he's really going for him, too. I don't see anything over here. Really, it's not like the blood on the shoulder or anything. Hi, Reno. How's it going? Thank you for the Nya redeem. Hold up. I got you, Nya. How are you doing today, Nya? I hope you're having a lovely, lovely day. Gosh, I really don't know. What this could be, Nya. I guess let's try to rewind a bit. Let's try to rewind a bit. And see if we can notice anything, Nya. I don't know what proves that he was there, Nya. I like that we can go like frame by frame though. That is very helpful, Nya. But like, I don't know. I'm trying to look if there's anything with Marshall's locker. Yeah, sorry. Because Marshall's locker is this one, right? Yeah. You can see my mouse, right? Yeah, I think so. And it doesn't seem like anything changed, because that's the only thing, like, we were just talking about the locker. I don't really know why it would be related to that in the first place. Like, why would he be messing with his locker during all this? Nya? Sorry, I'm forgetting to nya. Nya? 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 I don't know what would change about his locker, you know, Nya? But, like, I also don't know what else to look for other than, like, the obvious, you know, situation that's going on over here, Nya. What happens if I let it play all the way through and it ends, Nya? Yeah, I don't see anything changing there. And I don't know what related to the stuff going on here would do for us, Nya. I just don't know, Nya. Oh, wait. Oh! Oh, something did change here. This is his locker, right? Okay, well, let's try that, Nya. Take that, Nya. I don't think I played it through the whole way the first time. I thought it ended after showing him on the ground. Yeah. Okay, bringing our attention back to the security camera. That is interesting. I didn't notice that ever. It's a mistake I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall. Yeah. The days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers, Nya. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less, Nya? Okay. Very well, Nya. You can clearly be seen in this video, Nya. Yeah, get him, Nya. Get him, Nya. Hi, Az. How are you doing today, Nya? I hope you're having a lovely, lovely day today, Nya. Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner, Nya. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video, Nya. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. And we watched this video multiple times yesterday, Nya. That locker with the white cloth sticking out. That was the witnesses, I believe, Nya. That's your current mood? I hope that's a good mood, Nya? I'm not sure. Not sure how to interpret that mood, Nya. I don't have cookies for you today, so that might change how you're feeling, Nya. I'm really sorry. I don't have any cookies today, Nya. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit, Nya. Yeah, what happened with the locker? Nya? Very sus, Nya. Very suspect, Nya. Oh, the white cloth. It's gone. Nya. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall? Nya. When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there, Nya. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime, Nya. Pink. Okay. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. That's suspicious. Oh, oops. Hold your horses. Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was opened? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. But it was locked, wasn't it? The other one was the only one that was previously, like, already unlocked. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened a locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? This guy isn't just playing dumb. He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh yeah? I call your bluff. You say I opened that locker? Now prove it. Let me check this. Does it ever say that he entered? Okay, it doesn't say that he entered unless that's his number. We don't know that yet. Or is it not just the fingerprint? Or is it, oh, maybe it's just this thing to like prove to him that he's the only one who can. Let's try this. Let's try this. A fingerprint sensor? Oh, he's sweating now. We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this? Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. I just think that's insane, but it works in this case, so let's go. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? Oh gosh, okay. Chill out. I only got 1 word for you, partner. No. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, wow. Wow, that was... How did you do that? Order. Order. Witness, explain yourself. If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard. I assure you this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. Please answer the question. What is he now, a bullfighter? That's all right, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure the rest out from here. We can? Have a look at these floor plans. There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yeah, Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. If that's so, then where was the witness? Seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right. The only possible conclusion. Well then, let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime? Well, he had to... Does it just mean that he was hiding, like, over here in this corner, right? Because they didn't see him. And And the camera... Or is it supposed to be more like down here? Because the camera doesn't show this side of the room. Like maybe you're down here? Because the camera is from like kind of... I don't know where exactly, but it's somewhere down here. It's somewhere down here, right? And it's panning left and right where we could see all the way to the edge of here and we can see all the way here. So if he's avoiding being like sucked into the camera, I think that means he has to be in like that lower portion somewhere, right? Right? I think that has to be. But it makes me a little bit nervous because this is kind of a wide area down here. And I don't know where exactly the camera was positioned. Like, is it in the corner? I feel like it has to either be the corner or kind of like around here, right? Is he directly behind the camera? But if he's behind the camera, you'd think like he'd be in view of these guys and they would notice him. And it didn't seem like they ever noticed him in there. I mean, granted, they were in the middle of like a fight. So like maybe they wouldn't have, you know? I think it has to be down here somewhere though, right? I don't know. Let's try that. Officer Marshall was standing right here. So Officer Meekins didn't notice. Oh, wait. But Officer Meekins walked past. That's right. That's right. I didn't think about that part. I didn't think about Meekins seeing him. Officer Meekins should have seen him in the evidence room. Oh, is it not just saying that he's the killer? Or sorry, not killer. Victim, I guess in this case, right? I always kind of thought that maybe he was dressed up as like the guy. I forget his name now. Hi Juan, how's it going? I hope you're having a lovely, lovely day. That's the victim in this case, right? Not yet, Juan, not yet. We're not that desperate quite yet. Luckily, he's pretty, what's the word? Like, shoot, what's the word? Like easily influenced, let's say. I think I'm gonna try victim. Because Meekins is the killer in this scenario, right? Take that! Yeah, Officer Marshall was standing right here. There, but that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was. Correct. Unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. Yeah, I did think that before. I don't know why I strayed from my earlier theory. It was you, dressed up like Detective Goodman. But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure. May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir. Oh yeah, and he wouldn't show the card. He pulled a knife instead. Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had had his ID card, why didn't he just show it? Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it. The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card. Oh, I get it. If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I mean, he's still dressed up as Goodman, though. So, like, I feel like he could have shown the ID card. You know? Like, per the video, it really was a pretty convincing cosplay, if you will. But I feel like he could have just showed the ID card and probably gotten away with it. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? You've got quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence? Well, we have literal fingerprints. Those aren't circumstantial. He's still denying it. You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim. I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt the Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim? Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. Can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. This can't be happening. So obvious he's the one. What can I do? Can I make him like, or well, no. He didn't have a shoulder injury. That was just blood from Meekins on his shoulder. Looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. The basics. For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. Phoenix, try thinking outside of the box. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather, I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. Okay. Why do you think this locker was opened in the first place? What do you mean? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later as it has been. Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker. According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. Oh, but there was like a cloth hanging out, so maybe it was him trying to clean off the blood off of him. Meekins' blood? The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So just what exactly is this piece of cloth? Maybe like a handkerchief or something? Perhaps the video is the key to all our unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence, so this video is my only shot. Very well. Let's take yet another look at the security tape. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. Please show us why the witness had to open the locker. Okay, I think we can fast forward a little bit because I really, now that I'm thinking about it, I think it is the blood, in fact. I don't think it's until I pan the next time. Or no, right here. It's gotta be that, right? For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room, though I don't know to what end yet. However, something unexpected happened. Sorry, I'm turning down my space heater. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. Bloody white coat. Couldn't just walk out like that. So you hid the coat in your locker. Oh, he just hid the whole coat. I was thinking just like tried to wipe it out. Which I guess doesn't really make sense because that's not how you're gonna get rid of a blood stain on like clothes, but anyway. Not bad, partner. Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, if you were only half as persistent then as you are today, we all wouldn't have to be here now would we? Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it. All right. Seems the time has come. Confession, let's go. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID. Oh, excuse me. And dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out and managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. So the supposed victim was really you. But there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor. It was way too much blood for such a small donation. Okay. Had to do it that day. I just couldn't stand by and let it. Why? When you say it, you mean... Do you even have to ask, partner? The SL9 incident. 2 years have passed since that case was closed. It's going to completely end with the transferal that day. Not if I have anything to do with it. That incident's not over. But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When a case is closed, only that case's lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time. No matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine. But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it? That day was my last chance. That's why I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transferal, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security camera. And the detective's ID card? I stole that the morning of the incident. So that really was why Goodman started filling out the lost item report. I returned his ID card. I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean the fingerprint activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguised yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself. But he could because a rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked... Oh, hold up. Let me back up. I knocked him out. He pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off. Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Officer Meekins certainly is a 1 in a million type of person. Mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID. I'll have to think a little more about his raise this year. When did Edgeworth get so much influence? That's what I was thinking. Anyway, he threw himself at me, and I ended up cutting him slightly. Sorry it had to turn out that way, with me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say. So you knocked Officer Meekins out and managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on camera. Present with evidence, piece A. Look at the corrupt has been using the evidence to fake shave all this time. Not for real. Like, what the fuck? So you did your research beforehand. Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make a difference, though. The security tape is erased every 6 hours. If all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing during that time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby. So what you're saying is, on that day, there wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates a crime took place. What are you, blind? The victim shown on the tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner. So you stole the evidence from the locker? Actually, no, I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. What? Mr. Edgeworth, where's that evidence? It's still missing, Your Honor. Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer? This is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. It can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution. Like I said, this isn't your case. This one is mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more. Can't just forget the SL9 incident. You know why? Let's hear. But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room. Joe Dark was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can say for sure is he deserved his sentence. I remember the Joe Dark case. It involved serial murders, didn't it? I don't intend to complain about how it turned out, but there's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should present him with what I think his real reason is. Had a feeling we'd wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in some way to that case. I better take another look at the files. Oh, the SL9 incident one? Well, let me take a look. What all does it say in here? We didn't read it when we got it. Okay, incident number SL9, closed, perpetrator Joe Dark. Crime, serial murder, sentence, death. Victims, Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby, Rachel Moss, Jeb Bates, Neil Marshall. Oh, Neil Marshall. Head prosecutor, Miles Edgeworth. Witnesses, Lana Skye and Emma Skye. Investigation Task Force. Executive investigators, Damon Gant, Lana Skye. Head investigator, Bruce Goodman. Investigators, Jake Marshall, Angel Starr. Okay, so it seems like someone he's related to was a victim of the murders. Okay. I guess I just present this to him? I think I know why. I sure think I do.
Objection!
Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. Have the SL9 incident file here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. In a list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man? Neil Marshall? Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago. He received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. What? A prosecutor? You must be talking about the King of Prosecutors award. Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did. Oh, and then he was killed? Shit. That's right. He was killed, and the case fell into your hands. But what's his relation to you? He was my brother. Oh, that sucks. That sucks bad. He was investigating the murders with Damon Gant, and then the then deputy chief of police. Oh, he's down there. Was he down there this whole time? No, they added him, right? Because I think I have the CG of this without the text box. I don't think he was there all the time. The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Oh, God. Joe Dark. He's scary looking. My brother fought Dark and was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. Stop calling me things I'm not as. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed. At least according to the public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions? There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. Nuh-uh. Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime. That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled. Oh, can't stop yawning. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time as the murder of the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department. Chance? Got to be more than just that. So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one, which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye. But wait, a verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial, which is why we examined the incident at the police department today. But there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. Seems to me this boy's got the draw on you, partner. All of the mysteries at the police department have been resolved. No doubt about it. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Skye. And the testimony of one Miss Angel Star is completely incontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. Bruh. Arr. I rest my case. Seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt. Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department. There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera's tape really was fake. But I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty. Now then, the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant... Oh. Oh, she's here! Your Honor, wait! Emma. The defense has an objection. A scientific objection. Right? What do you mean, Wright? Mr. Wright, are you this girl's guardian? Your Honor? Oh, in a sense. Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. Oh, damn. Being generous over there. Gave me 1 word or less, but she gets 3 minutes. I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Dark killings. Now that she mentions it, the names of both Sky sisters were in that file. But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing. The other handprint. You mean, the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker. But no fingerprints were found on it, right? No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So I ran over there and looked at it again. So did you find something? No. Huh? Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all. That all? Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student. And I'm just an attorney. But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them. Please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you. Me? Oh boy. Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright, with regard to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain? It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Yeah, I mean, that is troublesome. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this? Mr. Wright, sorry I can't be of more use. But still, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be... Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day. Yes, Your Honor. If ever I've needed to concentrate, it's now. What could be wrong with that handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker? Could there be something I'm missing? I mean, there's gotta be a problem. I just don't know what it is. Objection! This handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright. You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them? Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something is missing. Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on there? Yes, something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark. Let us pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright. With all this evidence here, there's got to be something I can use. Oh, is it like the sign that's blocking the locker? This guy? What's it called? The mascot guy? What does it do if I look at it? Or is there an evidence for it specifically being in the room? Maybe that? Because it was like in the way. Right? Let me look at this. Yeah, I feel like it's gotta be the sign guy. I think so. I don't know what specifically is wrong with the blood mark, but this guy was in the way of that locker, so... Oh, let's try that! It was in the same location. What about that piece of plywood? The Blue Badger, mascot of the police force, defender of truth, guardian of proof. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The Blue badger is not here. So watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Well, what? Oh, that's right. As long as the blue badger is dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint at this spot on the locker. Oh, it's literally just that it's blocking the spot. So that means, just exactly what does that mean? It means it can't be done. What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found on that locker. Don't look at me, I didn't put it there. Mr. Wright, think it through scientifically. Emma, on that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the blue badger to the evidence room, right? Well, so that handprint was also found by luminol, right? Like, or was it on, or no. Was it luminol tested, or was it literally just there out in the open? Because I was gonna say, we know that someone scanned in before everyone else and we just don't know who it was yet. So that could have been left by that person. But it's weird that like nobody noticed and was like, huh, there's a big bloody handprint on this locker. That's concerning. And now that I think about it, I don't think that's one we did have to luminol. I think it was just there. Like the blood was just there. Yeah, all the 7s. Yeah, that one. Anyway, okay, after you put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker. So that must mean this blood mark was left there before the blue badger was brought in. Just one moment. I will not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom. It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice. But how? One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand, from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is, the other time. Someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered. That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim. I love that we just be throwing objections at each other. The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be a fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker. Here it goes. So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred. When did the first incident occur? To summarize, the defense claims that prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in that evidence room. That's right. The blood mark on the locker proves this. Very well. Then tell us, when did this first incident occur? As Mr. Edgeworth said, proof must be presented. Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that. I think it's got to be the report, like the record, right? Now then, will the defense please present its evidence? What shows when the first crime took place? It's gotta be that one. Let me look at it again, though. Only 20 minutes before, at least before Edgeworth got there. If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. And in order to do so, an ID card would have been required. An ID card. Oh, the ID card record. Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room at, let's see here, 4:50 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40 p.m. And Mr. Edgeworth was up in there. Just what have you done? I never would have figured you had the nerve, boy. Drop the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. Nope, I ain't getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand either. It's clear from the luminol test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer. I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's not physically possible. That would mean crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room. Let's look at the chart again. Yeah, it's gotta be 77777777. Talk about a lucky number. But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room? Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. Well, where's the tape of this incident? Like, how did it just get deleted? Nothing sus happened there? Like, nobody noticed anything sus with that one? It just like what? How are they gonna explain that there's not video evidence of this taking place? That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with all the sevens. Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number is 7 sevens or however many sevens that is. I don't know. Is that 7 sevens? That's 1 7 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card, at least at present. What? Explain yourself, son. The ID number, yeah, it's 7 sevens, indeed, belongs to someone with a rank of captain or higher. Someone who is a so-called executive officer. It's gotta be that fuck-ass guy, Gant or whatever. He just looks too suspicious. I don't know. He gives classic not good energy, you know? We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity. That's BS. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Just how? I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There's one situation in which we can be granted such authority. If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted. An official charge? You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates. Well, how are you supposed to put in a formal thing if you don't know who you're putting it in for because you don't know who the ID number is? Like, that is just such a stupid rule. What do you mean? Take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask you a question. Yes? No, not to you. To her, the defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive. Lana?
Objection!
Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course, we've looked up her ID number, and it's not 7 sevens. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident. The SL9 incident? Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor? I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. Also, I feel like the first trial trial ladder was really short. This one feels like it's equally as long as the trial we did yesterday. I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time, occasionally we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least I did. But Lana... I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. This case is way longer than the others. Oh, for sure. I just mean, yeah, I get the first ladder was really, really short. This one's like, not that it's like super long so far. I mean, I feel like we're probably about to wrap it up, but it feels like it was equally as long as the first as the trial former for this day. But I feel like the trial former was kind of shorter than usual for this day. So yeah, maybe they just made it because like with the first day, it was like a more normal trial former or trial length. And then we got the little mini trial ladder afterward. And this one, they're more like evenly length. At least that's what it feels like. I might be wrong though. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law. Defendant, just what are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say that you did? Chief Prosecutor, you didn't. I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Why won't you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. But Lana, even if it involved forging evidence. Oh shit. We all said, what the fuck? Oh shit. See? That's what I'm talking about. No. No. Well, this is crazy. Lana's remarks caused such a stir, the chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. The conclusion of the trial would have to wait until the following day. Woo-wee! Yeah, that shit's crazy. Ooh, this is getting interesting though. This is heating up. All right, yeah, let's save. All right. And let's see what will happen next. So sorry, Mr. Wright. Sorry for what my sister said. Yeah, we literally just read it. Thank you, though. I didn't know. I never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings. Sounds like everyone's heard about these killings but me. Lana wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What do you mean, what happened to you? It's all there in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma? On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me. What? He tried to kill you? Oh shit. Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So that means you... Yes. I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial. I didn't see that one coming. Ooh, 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 it's getting interesting now. It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year, too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. And suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Dark. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother. Joe Dark tried to take me hostage, but before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. Come on, let me get the CG, please. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. Permanent picture? After the incident. I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall. So you weren't able to testify about that? No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime. Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence? Prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? Yes. But I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean. Oh, it's all my fault. Full circle. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened. So it's true. Even though he may not have known it, Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold like she is today. She must not have been able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma. Permanent picture. What did you see in the instant that crime occurred? Thank you. Wait, what the fuck is this hair? Bro, what the fuck is this fuck-ass hairstyle? Okay, onion head. The fuck? Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. Yeah, talk about traumatizing. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out. Oh God. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Literally, like, he should have just cut open his hair. Would have had Marshall tearing up and crying. He wouldn't have been able to see straight. Like, bruh, what the fuck was that fuck-ass hairstyle? Poor Emma. You've been through so much. Yeah, that's rough, girl. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that instant. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago, you must have been 14. That's understandable. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies and find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way Lana would never have to forge any. I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. Something puzzling. There's something that's puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at that time, right? That's right. Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor? Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course. This happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective offices in the questioning room are right across from the elevator. Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly. Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force. What? That's news to me. After the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Lana used to be a detective? I better have another talk with her. Interesting. Okay. Well, let's go find her. Have a little chat. Lana. Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence. I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul. Why should we? But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risks. Lana, Emma told me about you. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago, and how the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me in on the details? especially about the unusual change of jobs? Suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright. All right, today's trial. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today, not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. A trial. It really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. It couldn't be helped, Emma. Why does it make it sound like she didn't know until now that her sister forged evidence? But then, before today, she's been wanting to be a investigator or whatever, like a forensic investigator. But it just said that her reason for wanting to become a forensic investigator or whatever is so that Lana would never have to forge evidence again. Maybe she's just feeling hurt by it again. Not that she didn't know about it, but the way she's talking about it makes it sound like she didn't know about it until like now. Couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15 there was no murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana. What the witness, Miss Starr, said.
Iris? You unhappy? What do you think, baby? Oh,
Someone was just at the water fountain. She's got little water droplets on her forehead. I love it whenever she does that. I don't know why. She always just manages to get a little bit of water on her forehead. And I just think it's so cute.
come here, Miss Riz.
I've got prime real estate for you. This could be yours. For the low, low price of 0 doll hairs. Just some cuddles. What a steal, right?
Come on, baby.
Yay. She's here. Hi, baby. Hi. How's it going? You say hi to everyone? I'm really sad that the mic never picks up your little tiny font meows. You're so quiet with it. Oh, I don't have the treats here. They're out in the living room. And getting up to get them would mean ejecting her from my lap, but how about a promise for treats after stream? How about that?
What do you think about that?
It's kind of sad though, because Iris isn't as into treats anymore. She just kind of sniffs them and leaves them. Fifi, of course, is still feral for treats. She loves them. But Iris isn't as interested in them. She becomes more like Miss Bing every day. But actually, Miss Bing in the latter half of her life started loving treats. She didn't care of them when she was like younger. But then she really started liking them. She has a grown-up palate now. Yeah, I guess so. I still try to give them to her though. She eats them sometimes and sometimes she doesn't. It's just kind of hit or miss. I guess it just depends on her mood. I don't know. She's just not quite as about food as like Fifi is. Like she still eats all her food and everything, but she's not as like ravenous with it, you know? Like I think if she was given the opportunity, if it weren't for the fact that Fifi would steal her food if she didn't eat it right away, I think she would definitely be like a grazer. I think she would eat slowly throughout the day for sure. But you just can't afford to do that with a Fifi in the house, can you, Iris? Yeah, that just won't work, unfortunately. Maybe one day if I can get them one of those feeders that has like the like chip reader thing. But those are really expensive, so I just can't really afford that right now. But maybe then she could graze, you know? They're pretty cool. I've seen ones that are like collar versions, but I don't like putting collars on them, on my cats. I never have. So, but I know that there's a version that can like read their chip, like that's like just in them, you know, like wherever it is, like on their shoulder blades or somewhere around there. And it has like a little overhanging part that when they stick their head like in it, it reads the chip. That would be ideal. They're just really expensive. The collar ones are a lot cheaper, which makes sense. But maybe one day, when we're rich and either when we're rich or whenever we've sold enough feet pics to fund it. How about that? We're gonna have to start selling feet pics to get you your feeder so you can graze, Iris. What do you think? Are you willing to sell your feet pics? You got real cute peats. But anyway, okay. All right, Miss Babe. Specifically cat feet pics, of course. Oh, she left me. No. The second I stopped petting her with both hands, she left. I'm sorry. Well, you're welcome to come back whenever you want, Iris. Otherwise, I look forward to our cuddling later tonight. Okay, about you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife. Lana, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so phased before. Detective Lana Skye. It's true. I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing. Ooh. They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together. Chief Gant? He was the deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked the crime scenes. Wait, what is he now? Damon Gant. He was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed. Emma really idolizes her big sister. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes, so you could use that experience in court, right? Gant's help in the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. Dark investigation. 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark. Second in command? That means the investigation lead was Damon Gant, right? Yes. Deputy Chief Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigation. They even had the same office. We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Was he always down there? Detective Goodman, whose case it was... Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho.
Hi, Iris. Welcome back. What do you think? You want to revisit Lappy? It's here for you, hot and ready,
as they say. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when the final murder took place. When he tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime... Oh, oops. Did she say was me? I didn't mean to click there. Now you tell us. First one at the scene. Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation was in its final stages, and Dark must have suddenly panicked. So he waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down, then fled the room. From there, he ran straight to office. Oh, hi, Iris. Hello. I can't see you with you standing there. You're perfectly covering the text box. You know? Just perfectly. What do you think? We could have Lappy again. What do you think, baby? All right, you go over there. All right, he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Chief Gant and myself. That's where he found me. Oh. So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana? It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Dark. Oh, God. Jesus. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. 3? Oh, because she passed out or something? 3 bodies? Prosecutor Marshall, the victim, Emma, who had passed out, and the suspect, Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark was incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her. Can't blame her. After all, her sister must have gone through. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident? That's right. Quite a coincidence, hmm? I don't buy it. What are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident. Just by chance. That case was solved 2 years ago. At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall. Yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely. Guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case just might not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Damon Gant and I shared. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself. The chief's office. Why are you making that face? She's back in my lap, by the way. Maybe we should have a look at the chief's office and the site of the final SL9 murder. All right, let's do it. How do I get there? He's not a prosecutor, right? Maybe criminal affairs department? Don't see Detective Gumshoe anywhere. Things seem kind of quiet around here today. You're right. The chief of detectives seems the same, though. Why don't we go look for some other people to talk to? Right, we can come back here later. Okay, maybe it's the other one. Let me back up. Oh. Howdy, Bambina. Oh, Mr. Marshall. I never thought things would turn out this way when I woke up this morning. You never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambina? Should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy? Must be his pet cactus. Say, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. The voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner. But Mr. Marshall, why did you do it? Why do prosecutors head west? Or prospectors head west? If ever there was a case I needed to know the truth about, it was that one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. Dark trial. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. What do you mean fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean that switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was Joe Dark's, all right. But in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised. Question? The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound the victim sustained. What does that mean? It means there's a good chance that knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. Could the facts have been concealed with forged evidence? That case left behind scars on all of us. The scars that the SL9 incident left behind. Prosecutor Marshall. I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I like how he looks better. I don't like your facial hair, sir. I'm really sorry. And I like his hair, but I'm sorry. I like everything about him better. I'm really sorry. I had just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together. How old was he, your brother? He was 27 at the time. Oof. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the King of Prosecutors? I knew it. What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have really been close with his brother. The day the SL9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as... That's right. It was the day of the evidence transferal. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall there was thunder. Can't believe 2 years have gone by already. Tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered. The evidence locker was empty. There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in the investigation, save one, was taken care of. Miss Starr was fired and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough not to be too obvious. They? Who are you talking about? Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Gant and Skye. The investigation lead, Damon Gant, and his second in command, Lana Skye. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of that duo. That case was the biggest step in both of their careers. After the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah. Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Skye was totally different when she was a detective. Now that he mentions it, Emma said something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister? Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Lana's secret. It all started 2 years ago. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. But someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gant. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. Oh. Bet I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina. Alrighty, well. Okay, we need to check out Gant's office or whatever, right? No one's here today. Not even Miss Starr. Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are. But we proved in court today that on the day of the crime, no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15 p.m. Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case. But instead, it looks like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty. Hang in there, Lana. Got to find all the answers by tomorrow. Okay, is it... No, this is Edgeworth's office. Or is this what used to be the other guy's office? I'm confused. Maybe he's being questioned by an inquiry committee? He took a real beating in court today. Yeah, with Lana admitting to falsifying evidence 2 years ago. I guess we'll just have to come back later. Okay, how do I get to that one place? Where's that at? Weren't we gonna go, like, check out Gant's area? Like, where the hell is that? Maybe through here? This place is always pretty empty, but today it's deserted. Maybe I was just too early. That must mean everyone's busy solving crimes. Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference room. Thanks. Wow, he actually talked to us. With the chief prosecutor saying what she did and the decision about what to do about Mr. Edgeworth, not to mention our statement to the media in tomorrow's trial, there's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I think festive is the word usually used for those. Sir? We'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office. Just use the connecting hallway to the other building and take the elevator to the top floor. Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, we aren't police officers or anything. Hey, you're right. Can't go in there. Off limits. Girl, why did you say that? Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office. Oh, guess we're still doing it anyway? Okay, cool. I mean, I won't argue. Brother, why does he have a fucking organ? What the fuck? The hell is going on? Whoa, where am I? The chief's office, silly. At least that's what it said on the door. Check out that pipe organ. That's real, isn't it? Hey, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. Why are all these people like fucking vampires? Given vampiric energy. They used to call me Little Miss Bach. Okay. Thought I was a genius until they tried teaching me notes. Damn. I never could remember where C was. Oh. He's here. Oh, it's you two. Chief Gant. Put that paper he was reading in his desk. So, Righto, have you been swimming lately? No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately. I can appreciate that. Had my hands full too, with Mr. Marshall's misconduct and Lana's provocative statement. Provocative statement. Oh, you mean about the forged evidence? 2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there? That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me. This is Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh, isn't that vase? Isn't that broken vase with the blood on it? We took it to commemorate our work together. Something's not right with this picture. Can't quite seem to put my finger on it though. Mud! Da-da! Da-na-na-na-na-na! Ba-na-na-na-na-na! Hello, Ma. Thank you so much for the raid. Let me get you a shout out. How are you doing? How was your stream? What did you play? I hope you had an amazing one.
Where have you been all my life?
Hello, everyone. How's it going tonight?
Wow. I feel like that voice is more dynamic than it used to be. Is that just me? Did that not just go, hello, everyone? What the fuck? That kind of freaked me out a little bit. But hello, it's going pretty good. We are just hanging out doing our investigation. Thank you so much for the raid, and thank you for the 13 months. I truly appreciate it. Let's go. Your mint is looking absolutely gorgeous, absolutely lovely. It is alive. Like, that was kind of freaky, wasn't it? That was kind of freaky. But I hope you had an amazing stream, Mod. What did you play today? What were we doing? Did we win? Did we have a good time? I hope it was amazing. The AI revolution is here. Yeah, apparently. And I mean, it's very polite and friendly, so I guess that's good at least. All right. Can't quite seem to put my finger on it. I think it's gotta be that base. Don't you think, mistress? What do you think? She's like, I don't know, Mom. I'm just sleepy. She's looking very comfy cozy. But also kind of perturbed. Like, she's like, why? I'm trying to sleep in your lap. Why are you talking so much and so loud? I'm sorry, Iris. I really am. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was playing some Zenless Zone Zero. I always have such a hard time saying that. I have a bunch of stuff to finish while I wait for the next chapter. Oh, let's go. Well, I hope you had an amazing time. I've not played that game. It's a gacha game, right? I try to avoid any more gachas. I haven't played Epic 7 in months. Like, it's bad. I really fell off. I'm sure eventually it will pull me back in, but I've just been doing other stuff in my free time lately. I haven't touched Epic 7. I haven't logged in. I've probably gotten kicked out of my guild. But I digress. Regardless, I try to stick to one gacha game, you know? And Epic 7 is my tried and true gacha game. I have tried, like, I tried Infinity Nikki for a little bit, and Genshin when it first came out, and like, they're fine. It just didn't draw me as much. I really like the style of Epic 7, but I haven't played it in forever now that I think about it. It has been months and months and months and months and months, possibly almost a year at this point. I don't know, maybe not quite that long, but it's been a while. But I always get drawn back in, so eventually we will. Just got an email saying 2-hour delay tomorrow, so I get to sleep in. Oh, that's so nice. I hope you enjoy your extra sleep in time. You deserve it. And I assume that's happening because you're probably having unsafe weather, so please be careful when you do go in tomorrow. Please be safe. Love gacha games, but my wallet doesn't. Yeah. It do be like that. It do be like that. It's rough out here, man. But I hope you had an amazing time. Thank you so much again for the raid. All right, we got the picture. They just really like to make us sit in our discomfort with him, don't they? They really, really do. Anyway, I'd like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm going to lock up here, so let's go out together. Oh, but this office. It was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it? That case has long since been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore. Mm-hmm. Interesting. All the same, we'd still like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. I heard you. No, I definitely heard you. Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend. Snow's melting tonight and freezing again by morning, so yeah, quite dangerous. Oof. Well, be so careful. Take your time. You know, just be safe, because yeah, that ice is no fun. God, it always stresses me out. I fucking hate, like, I like looking at the snow and stuff when I know I don't have to go out in it, but it's a whole other monster whenever you have to go and drive in it and stuff, you know? It just sucks and it's dangerous. So just be careful. Take care of yourself. Looks like we aren't welcome. Seems that case isn't over with yet after all. What do you mean? Chief Gant denied our request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there. You mean like a clue? There's got to be a way we can get inside the chief's office. Is there some kind of evidence we can use? Well, okay, so the thing that stuck out to me with that picture is that it had this in the background. But I'm not sure what to do with it to then, you know, like maybe I could show this to someone in particular and get cause. You know what I mean? Maybe I should try to go see, let me see who pops up if I try to talk to someone. Maybe we can try to see, Edgeworth now. Okay, he's not here. What if I go, like, just in the criminal affairs department? Oh, Detective Gumshoe, aren't you supposed to be in a meeting? I'm, just taking a breather. My feet hurt. From sitting so long? Actually, from serving everyone coffee. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe's still out of the loop. Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No. Why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battles between you two in court. Sounds serious. Is it because of what my sister said? That's basically what it all boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood. Yikes. Alright, Edgeworth's crisis. But why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Lana Skye is the guilty party here, isn't she? Sorry, Emma. Regardless, a prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court. Not only that, but as you know, there have been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth. His amazing talent as a prosecutor has kept him safe from those who don't like him. But now with this, are there really so many people who hate him? In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know for making enemies. Hey Dick, keep up the good work. Yes, sir. Let's go out for lunch again sometime, my treat. Yes, sir. You gotta take me back to that joint sometime, okay, Dick? Yes, sir. Seems you don't have any problems with enemies. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack. Cell 9 incident. Actually, I took a look at the file earlier while the coffee was brewing. Seems generally concerned for Edgeworth. Well, did you find out anything? The only evidence Dark left behind was during his final attack. His final attack? You mean when he killed Prosecutor Marshall, who was trying to protect some girl? Me. Seems Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was the girl. That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all. Well, what was it? Oh, let's see. I think it had something to do with the murder weapon. Oh, I forget. Look, it's all written somewhere in here, okay? Powers of recollection never fail to impress. Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. Might jog his memory. Okay, well, oh, sorry, girlie. I didn't mean to startle ya. Didn't mean to startle ya. The murder weapon, is it not this knife though? But I thought we were kind of questioning that. Let's try it though. Hey, is that? Has a tag attached to it with the label SL9 incident on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of. What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, the knife's been locked away in a locker. On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker. It was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler. That's it. Now I remember what that incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me. What is it, detective? Quick, before you forget again. Oh. I'm sorry, Iris. I don't mean to keep scaring you. I'm just reaching up for my keyboard. Or did you hear the car outside? Did that spook yes? It's okay, sweetsies. Okay, it's just a car. Go back to sleep. It's okay. Yes, it's okay. Here we go. Alright, talk. Alright, let's start with Dark's crimes. Joe Dark was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman. A businessman? What made him take to serial killing? Oh, thank you for the hydrate mod. One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car. With his car? So it was an accident? An accident, yes. But it transformed him into an animal. An animal? I don't like that his eyes remind me of the other. Oh my god, why is it skipping? I wasn't. Look. Bruh. Bruh. I missed all of that. What the fuck? Why is it auto playing? What the fuck? What I get for looking at eyes again, I guess. Okay, well, something. A jogger came upon the scene and was killed as well. Finally, he turned himself in. I'm assuming he was just describing him hitting a dude with a car. And then the jogger witnessed the scene. And he killed the jogger. Seems he was a pretty careless animal. Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence. So he turned himself in. Yes, but in the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim. Wait, that doesn't make sense though. Wait, well, maybe in the description he just gave, he named a million billion other people that he went on a killing rampage with his car. I missed it since it auto-played for whatever reason, because there was like 6 victims or something like that, so it had to have been something like that. Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily Dark was arrested on the spot. It's a good thing that last witness wasn't killed. That last witness, aka Emma. Murder weapon. This knife. It was Joe Dark's, wasn't it? That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at. Plus, it had his fingerprints on it too. But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right? That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you'll see it's broken. You don't have to take a good look to notice that. Yeah, well, anyway. Take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in. Where was it? The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. It was found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Dark's knife? You bet. Down to the last fiber. That's pretty conclusive. Neil's autopsy report. Okay. Okay. Well, there you have it in a nutshell. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Gant. It's not money, but it does concern the chief. His office is a crime scene, right? Where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. The chief's out now, and his office is locked. But we'd like to have a look around if that's okay. Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door. What? Really? But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with breach of trust. Breach of trust? Simply put, I'd be canned. Oh. Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you. How about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman's. That won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died. Oh. So in other words, Gumshoe is our only chance of getting into that office. I wonder if there's something we could show him that would make him change his mind. Well, let's have a look. Maybe the picture? Let me share a little advice with you as a detective. If you don't have a clue, keep your trap shut. Okay, not that. What about this? About that jar. I think I've seen it somewhere before. Somewhere? Or maybe it's one of those memories people have from previous lives. Must be the most uninformative detective I've ever met. Something about it makes me feel uneasy. Like I'm in the chief's office and he's yelling at me. Chief Gant? Where could I have seen that before? Well? I don't know. Maybe in that photo? Because it was in the office? I don't know. Okay, it's not those. What is this? I don't remember that. Maybe something with this? We still don't know that person. There's only one number left to investigate. At 4:20 p.m. The victim, Detective Goodman, must have entered the evidence room along with someone else. Someone with an executive officer number. I wonder who. Oh, God. That's 172 Minnie's detective. An executive officer. Just might have a hunch. I think we all know which executive officer it likely is, but... I guess we could try this. I don't know. Been studying up on those files. There's nothing wrong with Mr. Edgeworth's presentation. I think people are accusing him of injustice. I, for one, ain't buying it, pal. You're looking into the case for Mr. Edgeworth? Yeah, it was a pretty big deal while it was going on, you know? After all, a serial killer was on the loose. Alana was pretty clear in her confession. She forged evidence in order to prove Joe Dark guilty. I don't really think it's the security video, but I feel like if it's not on this page, you know, like, I just feel like it's got to be one of those items, but so this got updated, right? And then something else got updated. Oh. That's not what I thought. No, not that. I don't know why I thought it was gonna let me read more about it. Wasn't something else got new information on it? I don't know what it was. What was it? Was it just this stuff? Maybe I'm just thinking of this stuff. I don't think it's the luminol. I don't think it's the glove. Don't think it's the floor plans. I don't think it's lost item, fingerprinting set. Maybe the switchblade. I don't think it's any of these. I guess let's try the switchblade. This game makes me question, why can't lawyers also look for evidence? Like, you'd think the person prosecuting someone for murder would need access to working alongside the detectives. I mean, I think normally it's supposed to be that the detectives, like, gather the information and then, like, the prosecution, well, prosecution obviously has, like, access to it. And then, like, the defense attorney also is supposed to have access to all the records. But I guess in some cases, like, if for whatever reason maybe they don't trust or find, like, the detective / police officers, like, work incompetent, they would hire, like, a private investigator. But I don't actually know, like, to what level is that like permissible in court? Like, do they accept evidence that's collected by a private investigator? I would want to say yes, because otherwise you're just fucked if, like, if there's, like, corruption or whatever, you know, or even just like incompetence or negligence or something, you know, like, you're just fucked. But yeah, I don't know. About this. Hey, is that... Weren't we just talking about this, though? It has a tag attached to it with the label SL9 incident on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of. Oh, I guess we just didn't show him that we, like, had it. What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in a locker. On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker. And it was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler. That's it. Now I remember what that incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me. Well, what is it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again. Huh? Or did we already do that one? Wait, maybe we already did that one. Am I tripping? Am I, like, do I need sleep? Maybe I'm fucking tripping. Are we done here? But I thought I needed to show him something. Wasn't it telling me to show him something so that I could get back in? I'm confused. Hold on. If I forget, if I go to here, will she give me a hint? No. Oh, okay. I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet. There he is. I guess we were done there. Looks like he's writing something. I'm a little confused, though. It seemed like it gave us a prompt to keep going, but I guess not. Maybe it's just like for later, we'll circle back. What are you doing here? Sure was quick to throw that paper on the floor. Tough day in court, huh? Had to live the past 2 years with rumors flying around. What's another allegation to me? Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm rooting for you. You know, I'm like off, but I want to check to see. Just in case, I want to make sure I didn't miss something. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Investigation. We talked to Emma at the beginning. We talked to Lana. Talked to Marshall. Talked to Gumshoe. Present the switchblade. Talk about all of it. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. I guess we did everything there. Maybe we just did them in, like, the wrong order or something. I'm not sure. That's Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings. So what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. Forged evidence. There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I do can erase that fact. But you didn't know, did you? I mean, that the evidence was falsified? The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error, my responsibility as the prosecutor in charge. That fact remains the same no matter what excuse I might have. Mr. Edgeworth, I take pride in my work. So tell me why. Why has it all come to this? Even Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion bottled up. Tomorrow's trial. Are you up for the trial tomorrow? First last year's trial, and now this one. Seems all you do is worry about me. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves. But Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial. Tomorrow's the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet that's what my superiors are banking on. I never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this. What do you mean? A list of evidence. Seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. It's only half as long as most lists? That's odd. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may not have been part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. That was really the only thing on my mind at the time. Say, we just saw a picture taken around that time. Oh, that picture. Something seems strange about it. Okay, we'll show them that in a second. Could you tell us again about what happened that day? The day Detective Goodman was murdered? You were participating in a ceremony over at the station, right? I've never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. Because you were awarded this? Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. Finished up at the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department. You finished up at the office? Yes, just odds and ends, clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is, until I was asked to take something back. Take something back? This. Oh! Oh yeah, Chief Gant asked you to hold on to that, didn't he? Yes. It was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That's the story we heard yesterday. So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to? That's right. Okay, I think we want to show him the picture. This picture was hanging on the wall in Chief Gant's office. All right, Ma, thank you for the lyric. Ooh, pancakes for dinner sounds so good. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He had just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy. Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me. Yes? The trophy Mr. Marshall is holding. A little different than yours. Yes, you're right. Oh, I remember now. Remember what? That was what the official prosecutor's trophy looked like until 2 years ago. There's a story behind its design. Ooh, blueberry pancakes with cinnamon, sunflower seeds, and brown sugar. Oh, that sounds so divine. I hope you enjoy, Maud. That sounds so freaking good. A story? Sounds interesting. Would you mind telling it to us? It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's what the award's based on. Okay. This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with 2 characters. The first means halberd, and the second means shield. Have you heard this story? Me? Oh, sure. Everyone knows that. Why don't you tell it, though? For Emma's sake. Very well. Long ago in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day, he presented the king with 2 items. The first was a halberd he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Wait a minute. Those claims contradict each other. Very perceptive. Then again, you've heard this story before, right? Anyway, as you mentioned, the very descriptions of these items discredit them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless. And thus, the Chinese word for contradiction was born. Oh, I see. So the chipped shield and broken knife symbolize... Precisely so. They symbolize the merchant's items. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words. But it's in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion, even if it results in something as ugly as this. Wow, thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today. That's funny. If that's so, then why were you only given a shield? You'll have to ask Chief Gant. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the award abolished. Chief Gant. Interesting. Maybe I need to try to go talk to him again? Oh. Excuse me. She's back. Would either of you care for a quarter-pound of roast beef? Miss Star, guess she's out of lunches. You certainly are the curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. What? Still, I never thought you'd go digging up that case from 2 years ago. Everyone in this trial was involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day the evidence from that case was due for transferal. This can't all be attributed to mere coincidence. Aren't you forgetting something? You know, that little scene I happened to witness? The instant Lana stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savored when eaten. Miss Star's hatred toward Lana. It all dates back to 2 years ago. Okay, hold on. I might wrap up here. So I'm just trying to remember. So next time, okay, we'll stop here because we have like a prompt to start on. That will hopefully help me remember, because I feel like every time I play this damn game, I forget what I was doing when it's in the middle of an investigation. I mean, granted, I guess I haven't stopped in the middle of an investigation most of the time, but I think this is a pretty decent spot. And it seems like this is a pretty long investigation. I feel like we still have some things that need to be answered. So I'm just gonna save here. And I think we will continue next time. Let me get us back to the title. And yeah, I mean, it definitely seems like Gant is guilty of something. He's definitely doing some shady business. And I presume is probably the murderer of Goodman. But why? Like, to what end? What was the point? How exactly? Like, so many questions, you know? So many questions. So, we'll just have to see. Yeah, evidence tampering for another week. Exactly, exactly. But I'm really, really loving this case. I mean, I like that they have kind of leveled it up in terms of kind of the complexities and stuff, because it's, you know, gives me a reminder of kind of that experience with Danganronpa or Zero Escape, and I just always really enjoy that, you guys know. So yeah, I've been really enjoying this one with some of its interesting twists and turns and stuff and everything going on, and just having like a little bit more to cook with, you know. But yeah, I think we're gonna wrap up here. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Iris is still laying in my lap and she looks pretty comfy. And I'm like, I low-key want to go get a bowl of cereal as a late night snack. And I feel like I can't get up because she just looks so comfy. So I might have to give up my late night snack. We'll see. She might move any minute. She always does kind of go running. If I try to take a picture of her, she's definitely going to move. I swear to God, she knows before I even grab the phone what I'm thinking. I don't know how she knows it. Before I even pull up the photo app. She just knows. I guess this time she'd know because she hears me yapping about it, but I don't stand a chance if I pull out the phone. They always know. They always, always know. And she especially, she's really freakily perceptive about it. Like, it truly kind of freaks me out. But anyways, all right, well, we'll see. I may or may not indulge in a bowl of cereal if, you know, if she moves. But that's gonna be it from me today, you guys. I hope y'all enjoyed the stream. Thanks so much for hanging out. Morphogenetic cat. That's her. She's listening to the morphogenetic fields. Wow, that's so impressive, Iris. No wonder you're so smart and you always know all the answers, huh? Yes, that's what it is. You're so right, Maud. You're so right. Now it all makes sense. Oh my goodness, she's so cute. Anyways, all right, you guys, I'm gonna wrap up here. But I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your night and have a lovely, lovely Wednesday tomorrow. And of course, I'll see you guys all on Thursday for more Danganronpa V3. I'm super duper excited to continue that trial as well. It was definitely very interesting. Things be going on, so I'm really curious to see how that one's going to end out. So I'll see you guys on Thursday for that. But yeah, until then, hope y'all enjoy your evening and your day tomorrow, and y'all know the drill. Make sure to hydrate, make sure to eat something if you haven't already, and make sure to do something that will make you smile for bed. All right, you guys, and I'll see you very, very soon in the next one. Bye bye. Good night.